Hi, Timothy Carlson here. I'll never be able to get enough of Godzilla. I'm going back and rewatching a lot of the movies and even seeing some media that I never saw before. There was actually a Godzilla Animated Series that followed up the 1998 movie in the late 1990s, which I never saw before, but it's now gotten issued on the DVD format by Mill Creek. So what we're looking at today is Godzilla the Series, the complete animated series. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Nice close-up there of this show's version of Godzilla, which of course is the offspring of the monster that we saw in the 1998 movie. Back cover. Unfortunately, Mill Creek has always been infamous for not having great packaging for their releases, and this is no exception. They literally have 4 discs stacked on top of one another in one spindle. I don't know why they couldn't put a spindle on the other side too, so that just boggles my mind. Here's a close-up of disc 1. Each disc has a list of the episode titles on there, which I like. I'm not going to pull up the other 3 discs because the artwork on them is exactly the same other than the episode titles. A fast-paced animated adventure pitting humanity against new generations of giant monsters. After helping take down Godzilla, biologist Dr. Nick Tatopoulos stumbles upon his hatchling who bonds with the scientist as a parental figure. Recruiting his own environmentally directed research outfit, HEAT, Humanitarian Environmental Analysis Team, Nick sets out not only to study this new generation of monsters, but also investigate the increasing reports of monsters of all types and other environmental anomalies menacing the Earth. Each exciting episode is a pulse-pounding monster hunt driven by Nick's team, accompanied by their 300-foot giant reptile as they travel the globe defending humankind against mutant threats. The entire 40-episode series is available together for the first time, including 2 unaired episodes. And also down at the bottom there, we have a quote from a critic on DVD Verdict. Is that site even still around? I don't know. So how does Godzilla the series measure up? Obviously, the 1998 Godzilla film is not loved by very many people. I was kind of surprised to see that there was actually an animated series inspired by it. And the thing that's actually really surprising is this animated series is far better than that movie is. Here, the showrunners actually seem to get more of a feel for what a Godzilla project should be like. In this case, kind of similar to the old Toho movies, they reinvent Godzilla from being this giant monstrous menace to something of a savior of humanity who fights against other monsters. And we do get a pretty nice voice cast here as well. A handful of actors actually do reprise their roles from the film, but a lot of them are recast as well. I mean, this is, in some ways, typical Saturday morning cartoon fare. I mean, it's violent, but not overly violent. Obviously, there's restrictions with what we can do in Saturday morning animation. But overall, it actually is quite entertaining. And like I said, definitely better than the film that inspired it, and that's a major plus right there. While the series is quite good and was quite well received, it unfortunately was a victim of spectacularly bad timing. The show aired on Fox Kids, where it was initially quite the hit, but then we got to that point in time where a lot of the Saturday morning kids lineups began to realize it was a lot cheaper to dub anime than it was to create original in-house productions, and this led to things like the Pokemon-Digimon war, and this show was largely overshadowed by things like that, which is a shame because, again, it is quite a good show. One minor issue I do have with this show, however, is that apparently they were only allowed to legally use Godzilla. They couldn't use any of the other Toho kaiju monsters, so you're not going to see this incarnation of Godzilla duking it out with Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, or any of them. That would have been interesting, though. Godzilla the series actually looks pretty decent on these DVDs from Mill Creek. There's obvious limitations to what you can do with standard def DVDs, but these do look better than a lot of shows from this era. I've gotten a lot of animated shows on DVD and they just looked really terrible, really aliased. It's good to see that this actually looks pretty decent. Sadly, there are no bonus features in the set, but again, this is a budget release, so that's sort of to be expected. You do get 40 episodes in one set for one pretty low price, so you can't complain too much there. This was my first time watching Godzilla the series. I've only sampled a few episodes so far. I haven't watched all 40, but everything I've watched is actually pretty entertaining. I mean, I do wish they could have gone a little darker and more violent at times, but overall I am pretty satisfied with this series, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the episodes. How about you? Are you a fan of Godzilla the series? Did you watch this on Saturday mornings back in the day? Are you just discovering it for the first time? How does it stack up to other Godzilla projects? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.